Japanese Chainsaw Man fans are wrong about the anime, and media literacy is dead. I've learned that nowadays to get people to listen on YouTube, you have to come for the jugular. But this title isn't clickbait. I respectfully but adamantly disagree with the large number of the takes I'm hearing about the Chainsaw Man anime adaptation from our overseas homies. I recently read an article by Anime News Network where they compiled a number of tweets and forum posts decrying Chainsaw Man's anime adaptation as too boring and slow-paced compared to the frantic and energetic manga. It goes without saying that every individual is allowed to have their own feelings and opinions about a piece of art. Subjective interpretation is a large part of the experience when examining any artistic medium. But when I see takes like this continuously occurring day after day, with fans spewing their hateful, vitriolic takes with enough rapid-fire consistency to the point that series director Ryu Nakayama had to set his Twitter profile to followers-only mode in order to find a semblance of peace, I have to begin to look at some of the fan base sideways and question whether or not we read the same manga. It's no secret to anyone with an internet connection that Chainsaw Man's manga has a number of ridiculous, meme-worthy moments, whether it be Power's grossness, Denji getting puke projectile vomited directly into his mouth, or characters being just like you for real. Chainsaw Man has no shortage of insane antics that almost guarantee some level of virality, but what people seemingly gloss over is despite the in-your-face bombastic moments of some of the parts of the manga, it has just as many quiet, subtle, and thought-provoking moments that ask the reader to really internalize what is being expressed and take some time to think about the philosophical motifs being presented. And one thing that truly made Chainsaw Man unique to me is Tatsuki Fujimoto's knack for cinematic framing. While I'm sure that there have been shonen on the bigger brain, contemplative side of the spectrum, overall shonen as a genre is not known for its subtlety. Characters are often loud, brash, and tell the audience exactly what is on their mind in no uncertain terms. I love characters like Goku, Naruto, and Luffy, but on the whole they lack a lot of nuance and narrative depth if we're gonna keep it a buck. And that's okay. When Toriyama, Kishimoto, and Oda designed these characters, I don't think they were looking to pin the deepest characters in literary history. Their stories had different objectives. But this is exactly what makes Chainsaw Man stand out. In a world full of loud and boisterous Naruto and One Pieces, Chainsaw Man is a manga that is not afraid to leave things unsaid. Some of the most beautiful and well-remembered panels from Chainsaw Man are ones where not a word is being uttered. Fujimoto allows a character's facial expressions, body language, or even silence itself to set the tone of the scene. Fujimoto is respectful of the audience's intelligence. He believes in the audience's ability to connect the dots, and he has a thorough understanding that sometimes less is more, and that leaving something to the reader's imagination can add more to a scene than a line of dialogue ever could. And this is why I say media literacy is dead. For many of the comments from overseas fans, and hell, even many here in the States, you have a multitude of people who are upset that Chainsaw Man isn't this loud, boisterous, meme and cliche-filled car crash of a manga, and that's so upsetting to me. Nakayama and Mappa are working hard to give the audience something that is more than a mediocre, run-of-the-mill anime adaptation of a popular manga. What they are attempting to do is something so rare in today's manga, honestly, in any form of media industry today, period. They're attempting to communicate the essence of what Chainsaw Man is and show that to the reader. They aren't content with just doing another by-the-numbers regurgitation of the Chainsaw Man manga. What they want is to capture the heart and soul of what CSM is and transmute that vision to the masses. We live in a day and age of what I call fast food entertainment. We want things quick, we want things cheap, and we don't give a damn about the quality. We just want you to shovel it into our mouths so we can get our quick moment of satisfaction and move on to the next meal. If you think that's a lie, get on TikTok for 30 seconds, scroll, see what's trending, and then come back to this video. The team at Mappa has literally put their careers on the line to be the ones to bring this Chainsaw Man adaptation to life. The team in charge of CSM chose to fully fund the creation of the Chainsaw Man manga so they could bring their vision of the manga to life without any outside interference from investors. This is how much they care and believe in this project. And instead of admiring the beautiful atmosphere being cultivated, the exceptional shot composition and subtlety present in both the cinematography and voice acting of the series, people want to get online and bitch because Power and Denji aren't loud or annoying enough, and they want the CSM anime adaptation to look and sound just like every other 7 out of 10 series that they've watched this season because they cannot appreciate artistic integrity. This is what really pisses me off about the whole thing. Not that there are people out there with different opinions than what I may have, but the fact that there are people who would rather have an anime studio make a mediocre, meme-filled trash heap of a manga and throw it up directly into their mouths than take a minute to sit back, digest, and appreciate a piece of media created by young industry upstarts with enough passion in their work to literally place their careers on the line and give their work a fair chance. A project like what's happening with Chainsaw Man comes along very, very rarely. Anime executives and investors are notoriously risk adverse, so seeing an IP as big as Chainsaw Man given such an interesting, experimental direction may never happen again in our lifetimes. Not saying that this anime is going to be God's gift to Earth. It is absolutely okay not to like it. It's okay to think the CGI is weird and bad in some spots. I agree with that too. But if nothing else, I wanted to start a conversation about the low-ass bar that has been set for what makes an acceptable anime adaptation and call out the people lopping up the industry's regurgitated delicious slop like the obedient dogs they are, rather than wanting more for themselves and the industry they claim to love. Thanks everyone for taking the time to listen, and I'll talk to you all soon.